Well, 33 games in the regular season. It might have not been enough. We need a couple more here because it's the playoffs. My name's Dayton Camo, welcoming you inside the Kings Mutual Century Center here on High Button Sports. We're getting set for Game 1 between the Kings Hockey Club and the Valley Wildcats. But before that, we'll get set for the national anthem and we'll send you down to the PA announcer.
Please rise if you're able and remove your hats for the plane to vote Canada.
Game 1 of the Nova Scotia U16 AAA Hockey League playoffs right here from Berwick. It's the Kings and the Wildcats. We'll get your starting goaltenders in just a moment. On the far side for the Kings Hockey Club, number 72, George Maninick. Between the pipes for the boys from Sackville and 200 feet from him. He's been a brick wall all season for the Cats, and he'll get the start here again tonight. Number 30, Owen Whittier, the Berwick native, getting a start here in his hometown in his first U16 AAA playoff game. In the other U16 AAA playoff game across the bay, the Moncton Thunderbirds have a quick, early 2-0 lead over the St. John Vitoes. And the Vitoes look to be in a little bit of deep water that they've never been in before. But we're away from Berwick. And in the first period is going. We're going to pick this one up in the corner. It's Weston who fires it around. A big bump delivered down low from McCray. A shot off Nickerson. And the Wildcats looking to get going early. They've got a few of those second-year players that they honored before the game here. Terrace, Nickerson, Gambin out there, as well as Josh Cameron. And now the Kings will start up from their own end. It's a long pass out to center. And Ben Frazier will slide this one into the offensive zone. Picked up by Cameron. He'll work it out to center, send it into the offensive zone. Romaine, D-to-D with Glover, and back out to center. Cameron tries to play it up the wall. This one goes back for Cade Romaine. He's going to send a long pass out to center. And it's up for LeBlanc. LeBlanc almost ran into there by Cameron. A little awkward collision. But it's picked up by Cohen Pearl. Saucer pass out to center. there for Zach Banks. He spent a couple of games up with the Valley Wildcats U18 club in the Mr. Donaire Cup final. Now Etheridge giving chase. That one's played back up to center. LeBlanc flipped it over the blue. Gosling will dump it back in to the King zone. Meninick out to play it, but it goes around him. Etheridge is pinched off on the far side. And now Scotty Corkum picks it up. Little backhand dish to Amiro. That one almost taken away behind the net. It was Ketty trying to intercept. Held in at the line by Gosling. He gives a bump to Matthew Thompson. And now Blandon digging one out. Sends it in front. Etheridge just couldn't get a stick on it. Troop trying to pinch in. But it's 2 away for the Kings. Blandon doing a good job of getting on the back check. Working in his Landon Culp. But they're offside. So that'll bring us the first whistle of this hockey game. 17:31. The second of 2 games across the league tonight as the playoffs start. A couple of scheduled changes. This game's supposed to start at 6. It got moved to 8. The Fundy Thunder and Martello Buccaneers were supposed to get underway from Colchester at 3. That one got moved to tomorrow. As the Wildcats trying to work it into the offensive zone. McRae took a bump down low. Nickerson will send one in his defense. Nickerson picks it back up through center, and the Digby native gets stood up by the big D-man, Makar Sadaruk. Now Terrace down low. Now 2 helmets stuck together. That's Weston and I believe Terrace down low. 2 cages getting tied up. Talked to Jaden Weston before the game, said he's dialed in. The boys are dialed in, and they know what they have to do. And the Wildcats gonna have to use this offensive zone face-off to continue some good pressure that they've got. No shots on goal registered up on the scoreboard yet, as the face-off was won by the Wildcats, kept it at the far blue. Now Nolan Breen trying to work it forward, but it's taken away by Lemoyne. Slap back into the zone. Glover behind the goal, almost intercepted by Breen. He tried to center one. Romaine up the wall. Now Lemoyne will drag this one back into some open space, looking for an option. He finds Thompson and then into center for Frazier. Cameron to it first. And now Nolan Breen on the rush. Pearl trying to get in there and help that one out, but it's picked up by Romaine. Cade Romaine, another one of those players that had some time up in the Mr. Donaire Cup final, but with the other squad, the Marchimilco Hunters, and he works it offside at the line. We'll take a look at the players to watch coming into this one. Jordan Jackman was a player to watch, but turns out he's on vacation in this one, so we'll look to Ethan Lemoyne and Jaden Weston to get the offense going for the Kings. We'll take a look at the players to watch for the Wildcats next whistle. And this one's sent into Whittier. Behind the goal, Gosling tried to poke it forward. And that one looked like it went up and out and play over the netting. It did. So another face-off will come to the blocker's side of Owen Whittier. Off the draw, Slavuta sends it around the end wall. First to it is Jaden Etheridge. Etheridge pokes it to the wall. Can't get it out. It's Gosling on the near side, flips it to Blandon. That one gets outside the zone. It's Ketty who picks it up on the near side. Ketty towards the goal. That one scores! Peyton Ketty, the weak side angle, beats Maninik. And the Valley Wildcats get the party started here at home. Off the draw, it's picked up by Weston. Back across for Sidarik. The Kings trying to get back to even after allowing the opening goal. Puck sent far side for Terrace. Weston tried to pinch up, elected not to as Terrace had some speed. Now McCray takes a bump from Weston on the far side. A puck battle will ensue. Nickerson looks to work one free. McCray now in the slot to Terrace. Drops for a ringette. That one just goes wide on the glove side. And now in front, a high stick call. That one touched up by Chisholm. So faceoff will come back down into the King zone. We'll take another look at the players to watch this time for the Wildcats. It's Jack Terrace coming in off a hat trick in Cole Harbour. He's got the hot stick right now for the Cats along with McCray and Etheridge. And this face-off is won by the Kings. Glover up to Waldegren Shelley. He's pinched off. Banks will grab this one at center. Up the wall to Cameron. Couldn't get it by a pair of skates, and now Banks will slingshot this one into the far corner. Maninik paddles it aside. And now up to center. Glover working in. It's caught in a couple of skates. Breen let that one go for Cameron, excuse me. And it's back the other way through center. A loose puck picked up by Zach Banks. Now Neufeld on the far side. Lost an edge. And now Amiro back down behind his own net. He picks this one up. Blandon knocks it back in the corner. Ketty and Etheridge out there with Blandon as Ketty picks this one up the near side wall. Goes back for Gosling. Gosling a long shot in. Hit Blandon in the body, but he was able to turn and fire. But it just went wide. Ketty picked it up at the top of the zone. It's brought out by Thompson. And now right back into the zone by Madden Blandon. Blandon towards the goal on the near side. He's worked to the corner by Lemoyne. Now worked out by Ketty again. That shot goes off Maninik and into the corner. Ketty's got the hot stick right now as well for the Cats. He's got the opener. And Blandon lays a big bump behind the net on Amiro. Now Thompson. He's got some speed working down that near side. Flips it to center to Lemoyne, excuse me. And he'll switch the ice, but that's intercepted by Jaden Etheridge. And now back out to center they go. Corkum resets here for the Kings. They'll go D to D with Weston and get the return feed. Scotty Corkum up the near side. In through center, but that one's taken away by Colby Troop. But Corkum right back on it out front. What a save by Whittier. Slavuta into the slot for Frazier. He looks to unload. Good play by Terrace to get that one to McCray. And they'll look to go in deep, but that one's flipped into the bench. So a whistle will come back down right outside of the Wildcat zone. We'll take a look at the playoff picture. The two out-of-province teams will battle for a ticket straight to the Maritimes, and the Nova Scotia teams will battle for a trip to Member 2. The out-of-province teams in 7-game series, while these teams in Nova Scotia playing best of threes. And over in one of those 7-game series over at the Q-Plex, the Moncton Thunderbirds with a 2-0 lead still over the St. John Vitoes in the first period. Lots of time left there. Lots of time left here as this one's worked out to center. A long shot by Cole. And there goes the glass. So Mason Cole, long shot out from center. There goes the pane of glass. Somebody called Bobby. We'll be right back here on High Button. So both teams will head to the dressing room for a quick intermission while we get this pane of glass cleaned up. We'll be right back on High Button Sports. All right, if you thought you were getting out of here early, well, think again. We're 6 minutes to 9, and we still have 11 minutes to play in the first period after that Mason Cole snapshot from center ice that broke the glass. Peyton Ketty has the Wildcats up 1-0. And they'll look to continue the next 11 minutes in the next, or the same way they were going. Not sure how these periods will work, how the floods will work here today. They just did a full flood midway through the first. They're not sure if they're going to flood again after this one. But we'll see. The face-off to the glove side of Owen Whittier. And it's quite literally a fresh slate. Face-off won by the Kings. It's sent out to center. And they'll reset Weston. Up the wall, Terrace. He worked an offside, but he's stripped by Lemoyne, so no call. Lemoyne on that fresh ice. He's got to watch out for the wet ice. Lemoyne drops Fraser's shot. That one's just wide on the back door. It's just put wide. Not sure if Whittier got a pad on that one. Now to center. Weston up ahead for Fraser. And now Gambin has a shot that's off the shin pad of Weston. And they'll take a little bump on the far side before it's sent all the way around the ice. That's going to be an icing call in charge of the Kings. So a big shout out here to the crew here at the Apple Dome, Mitch Best and company, getting that pane of glass fixed up and the plywood into the stanchions, getting us rolling right where we need to be. This game was already scheduled back 2 hours from a 6 o'clock start to an 8 o'clock start. And now at 9 o'clock, we're midway through the first. The face-off that was sent down for an icing call was played back at center, and now the Cats will ice it. And we'll go all the way back down beside Owen Whittier for another Kings offensive zone draw. Face-off one, Slavuta goes back to the point, now down in the slot for Cole. You really don't want him shooting again because you never know what's going to happen to the pane of glass. Another shot goes wide of the net. Pearl can't get it out of the zone. Romaine able to hold the line. Now Cole for Slavuta. Alexander Slavuta trying to find an option. Goes back up the half wall. It gets to Romaine. He fires one. And that's where he snaps. A chance away for the Cats. Pearl couldn't find that intended pass. Now behind the net, Glover will pick it up and reset here for the Kings. Over to LeBlanc on the far side. LeBlanc up through center, taken away by Pearl. And now Troop makes a couple of moves and gets the red, sends it in. That's off the head there. The linesman will get another whistle. Oh, goodness. What a game this has been. The linesman seems to be okay. Second game I've done this year where the linesman takes a puck to the face. Did one earlier in East Hants this year, and the linesman was leaking pretty bad. Luckily, the linesman here is good to go. He'll be up, and the face-off will come back outside the King zone. So across the bay, the St. John Vito's cutting into the Moncton Thunderbirds lead, 2-1 in the second period. That game will be over by the time we get to the second period here. Face-off is won by the Kings. It's Corkum Back to Amiro. And Amiro goes up the far side and through center for Thompson. There's something laying in the middle of the ice. Looks like a piece of plastic. And now Blandon runs through Amiro. A big bump at the near side wall. Now the Cats will send out their top line. Nickerson, McRae, and Terrace. Troop and Gosling manning the points. Face-off is won by Nickerson. Push down in deep for Jaden Weston. Weston with the puck behind the net. He'll be stripped by Nickerson. And now McRae will give chase into the far side corner. Chisholm's on it. And now Terrace back behind the net. Makar Sidarik. A little bit of pressure from Nickerson. Made Sidarik make a quick move. He played it up the wall and now into center. Landon Culp sends a long shot off the crossbar and up into the netting. Almost from the same spot that Mason Cole let that one go. Luckily this one deflected before it hits the glass, and that'll go out of play. A face-off back down towards Owen Whittier's right. Or left, excuse me. No, his right. Don't second guess yourself, folks. Now Lively on the face-off. They'll lose that one. But Romaine able to keep it in at the point. Brent Shelley fires one right on, and Whittier's got it. And just like that, I look down again, and the St. John Vitoes have tied their game against the Moncton Thunderbirds as a couple of players head to the box. And off the face-off here, Ringette will play it up that far side wall. It just shows how close this league is. The Moncton Thunderbirds in last place, going up against a team that was in first for a majority of the season in the St. John Vitoes, and they're keeping it dead tight. This one gets back outside the line. Glover goes to Romaine, who spins off the pressure of Cohen Pearl. Back out to center. Now Ringette stops up. Looks for an option. He'll go off the glass. And back out to center. Romaine wanted to get a stick on that. There's no call, so Banks able to get in on the forecheck. Send one in through the slot. Nobody home for the Cats. Cameron will fire one cross ice, picked up by Gambin. He curls back off the pressure. Lemoyne looking to get in there and work it free, but it's sent all the way down the ice. No icing as two Wildcats go in there and trying to lay a bump on Amiro. Lemoyne to Thompson. Thompson tried to give him the return feed, but it's into the corner and he's pinched off. Pearl up the wall. Into the slot goes Thompson, sends a backhand through, but it's kept out by Cameron. And now around the top of the zone, Lemoyne makes a couple of nice moves, drops back to the point, but that one will escape the zone. Amiro unable to hold the line. And Meninik watches him go all the way back to set up. Etheridge giving chase along with Blandon. They'll go up the wall for Thompson. Lemoyne now sends it into the offensive zone. First to it is Goose. Patrick Gosling. He'll send it up the far side wall and set it for Blandon, but it's out of his reach. Sidarik reclaims possession for the Kings and sets up the wall to Slavuta. And that one out of his reach. Terrace trying to make a move in the defensive zone. Sends one up the near side, or the far side wall, excuse me. And Weston will take care of that. Sidarik now. Tried to send it into the offensive zone. Couldn't get any further. And now on the far side, LeBlanc stepped into by Cameron McRae. McRae comes into this one second in team scoring behind Jack Terrace. And now a shot, rebound. Misses the stick of McRae. Nickerson in the slot. It's blocked in front. What a play by number 77, Jaden Weston. Now Slavuta walks in. Glove saved by Whittier. 5:21 to go. The shot's 4-1 in favor of the Kings. The only shot on goal for the Cats has found the back of the net, and that was early on from Peyton Getty. Now down the line, it's sent on. Whittier will turn it into the corner. Now back at the point. Glover able to hold it. Getty trying to work it outside that blue line. Unable to, and it's back behind Owen Whittier's net. Pearl. Let's Ringette pick that one up. It's sent into the slot. Glover's there at the far point. Looks like he's got a strap undone on his helmet. Now Getty lays the body down low. Gambin played it up into the slot. And now Pearl spins off a check, plays one in through center. There goes Banks off the post. Now Zach Banks into the slot for Breen. Breen lets a quick one go. They score! Nolan Breen to the blocker side, and it's 2-0 Cats. Now off the draw. Oh, awkward hit on the far side. No malicious intent there. Gambin just losing an edge at the last second. It's played back up by Ringette. Now back in the defensive zone. Jacob Amiro will send one up through center. They're going to call that an icing, but it doesn't look like it has the legs, and it does. So an icing call charged against the Kings. I didn't think it would have enough for the icing, but they will say the face-off will come back down to the blocker side of George Meninick. And the Wildcats 33% in the shooting percentage category tonight. So keep firing if you're the Wildcats. Scott Corkum passes it back for Amiro, but he's pressured down there by McCray. So McCray from Banks and Pearl. The official goal call on that one is Ringette picks it outside the line, and he'll send it back in. Amiro up the far side wall, flips one into open ice. Now a penalty coming to the Cats as Glover was drugged to the ice, or Lively, excuse me, on the far side. So we'll head down to the Wildcat zone, and Owen Whittier will get his first taste of offense here from the Kings. We'll head off to the power play with 3:33 left to go in the first. Thompson, Lemoyne, Frazier with Weston and Amiro. Two right-hand shot defensemen. And it's Amiro setting up down the wall to Frazier. His heavy shot gets turned aside by Whittier. Jaden Etheridge before the game said, if we don't let them shoot, we should be fine. I'm fairly certain he was alluding to number 12 right here. But Frazier shot up into the netting. Number 12 can really fire it. I mean, he could have been talking about Mason Cole. He did break a pane of glass earlier, but the Valley Wildcats very well aware of the shot that number 12 can let go there from the half wall. Terrace and Lemoyne on the face-off. Again, it's won by Terrace. Sent down the ice by Colby Troop. Behind the net, Jaden Weston will start out from behind his own net. The all-time leading point scorer by defenseman for the Kings franchise. Starts up from his own end. Gets the blue. Weston on the half wall. Looks to set up. Goes back to Lemoyne. Now Amiro. Amiro trying to find a lane. Goes back across to Lemoyne. Up top for Weston. Sends a shot through. That's bobbled off the stick of Terrace and into the corner. Back around for Lemoyne. Neckerson might be able to get there first, but it's played back for Weston. Neckerson's got to be careful not to chase Weston. Across for Amiro. Down low, Frazier shot. That one either off a skate or off the blocker of Whittier. Another shot from Frazier that's turned aside off the glass. Loose puck in front, they score! Jacob Amiro lets the crowd know he's here. And the Kings have cut the lead to 1. Nolan Breen and Charlie LeBlanc on the face-off. And the St. John Vitoes have now taken a lead over the Moncton Thunderbirds, 3-2 over the Q-Plex. Now the face-off is won by the Cats, sent into the offensive zone. Slavuta on the near side. Goes far side to Cole, rips one into the glove, and Whittier's got it. So back to the glove side of Whittier we go for the face-off. LeBlanc and Ketty. It's won by Ketty. Etheridge will send this one down the ice. Maybe a little too much mustard on that. No icing is the call. Thompson able to get back in time. Slavuta picks it up on the near side. He takes a tumble, lost an edge. LeBlanc able to pick this one up into the slot. He's stripped by Blandon. He makes a move, and he's stripped by Slavuta, excuse me. And it's back behind the corner. Sent up around the wall. Stoddard. First to it, he'll play it around that far side, and it's going to go down the ice, but this one won't have enough for the icing. Back for it is Jaden Weston. Lemoyne. Quick pass into center for Alexander Slavuta. Tried to center one across, but that's taken away by Ringette. He's pressured down low. A chip off the glass. Up ahead for Madden Blandon. He's got one to beat. Blandon with a man on the back door. That's Etheridge. And he just misses. Etheridge ran into Maninik on the way through. Now Blandon trying to center one out front. That one taken away. Sidaruk has this one. Through center. Makar Sidaruk walks in, uses that long reach. Stops up at the last second, and this one's played up around the wall to Blandon. Once again, he goes up through center. And there's Gavin, the skipper. Walks in over the line. He's taken down on the far side. Terrace in to help out. McRae at the points covering for the captain. This one's sent to the far side. Terrace looking to get through it first. He does, and he keeps it in. Jack Terrace down the wing. Trying to get something going here for the Cats and restore their 2-goal lead, but that'll do it for the first period of play. Looks like they will be flooding the ice once again. So we'll head off for another intermission, and we'll be back after a quick flood. You're watching the Nova Scotia U16 AAA Hockey League playoffs on High Button Sports. It's the Kings and the Wildcats, Game 1. The Wildcats lead the Kings 2-1 after a long, eventful first period of play. We'll be right back on High Button. Period 2 between the Kings Hockey Club and the Valley Wildcats just about underway here from Berwick. It's game 1 of the Nova Scotia U16 AAA Hockey League playoffs, and well, it's been eventful to say the least. We've had some broken glass, a little bit of an extended break to break up that first period, but we're back at it here in Berwick for the second period of play. It's a 2-1 lead for the Cats. Goals from Peyton Ketty and Nolan Breen had them up 2-0 before Jacob Amiro found the back door, or found the back of the net, excuse me, and put the Kings on the board. The shots are 9-4 in favor of the Kings, but the Wildcats somehow, some way, keep clawing themselves out of any danger, and they still sit ahead 2-1. It's High Button Sports Game 2 of the Nova Scotia or Game 1, excuse me, of the Nova Scotia U16 playoffs, and we're away for period 2 from Berwick. A slap shot from Romaine goes into the corner. Lemoyne got a glove on that, able to play it down. It gets back to Romaine at the point. Now Lemoyne down low. He has some room. And now a collision in the slot allows the Wildcats to work up with ease. It's Gambin. He drops for Banks. Banks shot off the pad. Breen in the slot. He's going to get the rebound, and that one's off the pad. Maninek into the corner. Now Thompson on the far side. He sends one off the stick of Owen Whittier and up into the netting. So that face-off will come. Blocker side of Whittier is where this one will drop. It's LeBlanc and Ketty. Face-off won by LeBlanc. Down low to Cole in the slot for Slavuta, but that one quickly taken away by the long stick of Patrick Gosling. That one stripped down low. It was Cole able to work in. Blandon takes a bump on the far side. Now Slavuta sent one in, but it's off the skate. Back out to center for Etheridge. Jaden Etheridge plays a bump, and they'll send this one into the offensive zone. Etheridge on the chase once again. Catches a blade down low and spun off. Corkum and Blandon in for that one, but it's Etheridge who's first to it. Blandon back to the point. Now Troop sends one off a skate, and it's blocked. Slavuta trying to stretch this one. And he gets a shot off. Whittier gets in front of it. Ketty down low trying to work it away from Cole in the slot. Gets back to Amiro. He fires one that's through traffic and wide of the net. Back up top, Weston down low to Cole, but it slides through the feet and down into the corner for Slavuta. A quick shot saved by Whittier. And that one's up, out of play, into the glass. We'll get another face-off down to the glove side of Owen Whittier. Shots now 12-6 in favor of the Kings. Landon Culp and Cameron McRae on the draw. Culp's going to get tossed out. He's going to ask why. And Thompson says, get out of there, let me take this draw. And never mind, it'll have to be Chisholm. Face-off is one. Gets to Culp at the line. He plays it back. And the shot from Sidara gets through off the pad of Whittier. Now Terrace on the near side going to look to explode out of the defensive zone. Goes far side to Nickerson. Nickerson sends one on net. That's just wide. It'll rim all the way around the wall to Stoddard. They'll send one down low. McRae tried to chip one. Now McRae up the wall.
4-3-3-2-1-7-8. And you can pick up
Now back out to center. McCray picks this one up. Goes D to D. And Cameron goes up to center, but it's taken away by Weston. He's got a man to the back door. In the slot, that was Grancelli. And now they'll work back the other way. Nickerson gets the line, sends this one deep. Terrace on the near side in the corner. He tries to center it. Pearl was on the back door. And now he'll look to center one for Terrace. Terrace into the slot, taken away. And sent back up to half wall. Gambin dropped it down there for Breen. Breen in a puck battle behind the net. It's worked out by Grancelli. And now back down the line. Grancelli on it. Almost stripped, but it gets over to Chisholm, and he gets that one ahead to Lively. Lively stood up by Cameron on his way in. Gambin gets to it first. Plays it around for Zach Banks. Up through the slot, almost taken away. And Neufeld gets possession, and sends it down into the zone. Breen. Someone out front. Cameron was taken down in behind the play. No call. Banks centers one across for Gambin. Now Grancelli down low, taken away out front. The shot off the pad of Meninick. And now Pearl trying to give chase down low. Lively picks it up. Back up the wall. Romaine pokes it ahead for Grancelli. And now Glover sends one ahead. On the near side, Ringette for it. He'll try to work off the pressure of Neufeld and send it back around the wall for Gambin. Now Banks. Back around the net. This one tried to go for Ringette. But Pearl sent it out of the zone. A big hit on the far side. And now the Kings will start up from their own end. It's Cade Romaine. Walking in, shot off a pad in front. Gambin takes a swipe at it, back to the point for Lemoyne. The Kings have got some pressure going now. Sent a shot through, and Whittier will grab that one and hold on and settle things down for the Cats.
Thank you. She's out west in Alberta. Can you do a shout out to Kaylin Stubbart in Fort?
This one goes all the way down the ice. Now down the ice, it's Corkum. Played up the wall. And that one's going to be whistled down, an offside call at the line. Braden Nickerson's mom wanted me to give a little shout out to Kaylin Stubbart of Sherwood Park, Alberta, tuning in tonight on High Button Sports. Off the draw, this one sent far side for Blandon. And out behind the net, Corkum. On the far side for LeBlanc. And now LeBlanc works one out to center, taken away by Gosling, and he'll send it all the way back in behind Meninick. Corkum on the far side, picks it up. They'll look to reset here for the Kings. Cole up the far side for Slavuta. That one's taken away by Nickerson. A chance to turn around for the Cats. McCray walking in. Shot. That one's over the net. Now Terrace to the line. That one hops over the stick of Gosling at the point. And Whittier will have to hold on with Troop barreling all in on him. Gosling in a shoving match down there with Mason Cole. That'll be broken up. Third period underway over in St. John. The St. John Vitoes leading the Moncton Thunderbirds 4-2 now. Off the draw, Weston picks it up looking for a centering pass. The loose puck is picked up center around the wall. It's going to be held in on the far side by Sidarik. He goes right into the glove of Whittier. And another glove save for number 30. Now off the draw, quick drag by Thompson, but it was taken away. Terrace tried to go far side, but it was off a body and down behind the net. Nickerson first to it. He goes back to the point for Stoddard. He'll look far side. McCrae tried to slap at one, but Weston is on it first. He plays it out to center. Stoddard there for the Cats, so I'll have to reset quickly and play it off the wall. Terrace in through center, makes a quick move. Terrace to the far side, looking for Nickerson. McCrae tried to walk into one, and it's sent back by Nickerson, and it'll escape the zone. Makar Sidarik back for it for the Kings. Sets up, goes up to Ethan Lemoyne. He's poked off and almost intercepted there by Banks, but it's Weston who'll pick it up and go back up the wall. Gambin strips him, but Weston on the far side, he's also stripped by Breen. A little bit of hot potato here in the second period. Lemoyne looks to start up here for the Kings. He's got Breen all over him. Breen's got the second goal here for the Cats tonight. Now Banks trying to work it in through center. It's held up on the far side. Pearl has a lane away. Taken away by Lively in through center. Weston's on it. Up for Grant Shelley, taken away. And it gets to Lemoyne on the near side. Down low, Ringette. Felt the pressure. Might have fanned on that pass a little bit. Gambin now tries to get it out to center. Nash Neufeld will lay a bump. Now back for Gambin. He's going to stop up, get to it first. He plays it for Ringette, and now Gambin back on it. Looks to clear the zone. He goes off the glass. The linesmen got their hands up. That's going to be an icing call. Charge to the Cats. So with 10:42, we'll go back down to the Wildcat zone for the icing call. Face off now to the left side of Owen Whittier. It's Breen and LeBlanc on the draw. One by LeBlanc, back from Mason Cole. He lets one go. Luckily, it's wide of the net. Slavuta now will pick one up, and a penalty coming here to the Kings. So Cade Romaine off to the box. The Valley Wildcats off to the power play for the first time tonight. And they'll look to capitalize here on the man advantage. Nickerson, Etheridge, Blandon with Breen and Stoddard on the points. This one's sent around the wall. Breen just unable to keep it in. Now back around for Stoddard down low. He'll start up from behind his own net. Breen curls. Stoddard will find Nickerson on the far side. He stops up, looks to get this one in deep. Corkum's first to it. Now behind the net, sent out front, into the slot. Nickerson just can't let it go. Neufeld will chop at it, gets back to the point for Breen, not out. Nickerson lets one go, that's off the body. Breen for Blandon. Shot right on. Manhenix got it. And now some pushing and shoving in front. Madden Bland and right in the middle of it, Etheridge as well. And now the top unit will hop over the boards for the Cats. 44 seconds into this power play. Terrace, McCray, and Banks with Gambin and Pearl at the points. LeBlanc and Banks will face off here. It's one in front, a quick chance, but that one's covered up by Minhinnick. He let it go for his defenseman, and it's sent down the ice. Whittier out to play it. Pearl leaves it there for Cameron McCray. 59 seconds left to go in the power play for the Cats. And McCray makes a move, able to get it into the zone. Banks into the slot. He fanned on that one. McCray to it. Gambin at the point. They'll send it down for Banks. LeBlanc's on it first. 40 seconds left in the power play. Terrace able to work it free. He's pinned on the far side. Goes up to the point. Pearl across for Gambin. He shoots. Scores! Zach Banks tips it home on the power play, and the Cats regain their 2-goal lead. Cohen Pearl cross ice to Thomas Gambin, the captain, who rips one off the stick of Zach Banks. And now a quick chance again, Etheridge. And that one just goes wide. Might have found a leaky spot there on Minhinnick. Now Ketty keeps it on the far side. 3-on-1 in for the Cats. It's Blandon trying to go across, but that one's up into the netting. And with 8:39 to go, the Cats have really put on the pressure here in the second. The Vito still leading the Thunderbirds 4-2 over the Q-Plex in St. John. Never mind, it's 6-2. Now off the draw, it's one at the point. Gosling able to keep it in for a second, but it's poked free. Up for the line, it's Corkum who goes cross ice for Amiro, and he'll dump it in into the slot. Etheridge is there to play it out of danger, and now Corkum back down low. It's Gosling who plays it up the wall in through center. A bouncing puck chipped out by Nickerson, and he'll get this one into the offensive zone. And it lands on top of the net. Holy smokes, folks. I didn't know what went on there. Neither did anybody in the crowd. You see the reactions from the fans below us. If you want a better look at that one, replay your screen. Braden Nickerson with a long shot, almost fooling everybody, especially myself. Face-off is one, and Terrace trying to break his way in. McCray back to the point. They'll look to go cross ice for Nickerson, but it's taken away, and a long pass out to center. And that's into the corner. Stoddard's there, and that'll be an icing call. We'll go back down to the Cat zone for a face-off. Nolan Breen will face off here with Landon Culp. And Culp wins it cleanly off the draw. It's played back for Pearl. He's able to keep it in. Now Cameron, the second-year defense, will play this one off the pad of Minhinnick. And into the slot, Stoddard, the defenseman, playing a little deep down low. Cameron able to swipe at that one and break up that play coming down on him. Back out to center, a quick change for the Kings, and they'll dump it in, staying onside. Now up the wall, Banks will chip this one into traffic. Grancelli now into the slot, and it's cleared out of danger by Breen. Pearl trying to work it out of the zone. He does, but it has a little too much speed on it. Might be an icing call. And we'll go back down the 200 feet for the face-off. 6:45 to go here in the second period. And Zach Banks has the Cats back up two. Maybe a little bit of a confidence booster for Banks, playing up with the big Cats for the last few games in the Mr. Donaire Cup. He's able to come back and get on the scoreboard in a big way as Owen Whittier snags that one. And we'll get set for another face-off to his blocker side. Face-off won by the Kings. Weston plays it into the far side corner. Ringette's there, going up the wall. Behind the net. This one's played around the wall by Ketty. First to it is Weston. He plays it down the wall, but no one there in a burgundy jersey. Blandon giving chase for Sidaruk. And he's almost stripped. Etheridge on the chase as well. And now down low in the corner. Ringette has to fight off Slavuta, but he works it free. Trying to center it was number 21 in burgundy, but it couldn't find anybody in the same color jersey. It's sent down the ice by the Wildcats, though. And we'll go right back to the Wildcat zone for a face-off. 5:46 left to go here in the second. So we're almost an hour out from the broken glass fiasco that happened earlier in the first period. We've still got 25:45 left of regulation play to go. Gambit, almost sent one right on net. Just trying to make sure Whittier's still in this one. Blandon out through center. Back forward is Scotty Corkum. And he plays this one up for Thompson. Thompson chips to the slot, trying to get free. Thompson working back across, but it's taken away. And now Etheridge has some speed and some open ice. Jaden Etheridge working in. Tries to work it towards the net. And he'll head off for a change. Etheridge looks like he might be in a little bit of pain. He'll head off for a shift. And now Terrace looking in. That one just goes off the back of the net. Terrace with a great opportunity into the slot now for Nickerson. And he was handcuffed. Now a chance away for Frazier. He's walking in. Sends one high and wide. And that'll go off the glass. Now Gosling tried to play one up. It's off a shin pad and into the middle of the ice. They score! What a rip. Ethan Lemoyne goes off the post and in. It's 3-2. So the Kings' second leading point scorer gets them back within one here in Berwick late here in the second period. This one sent down the ice. Up for Breen. He'll chip this one into the zone. Romaine give chase. Now Pearl. Makes a nice move down to Nolan Breen. Now Romaine out through center. Gosling able to pick that one off. Back into the King zone. Glover makes a nice spin move. Back up through center. Culp goes far side for Grancelli. That one's played off his stick. Now Troop plays it up the wall. Into the skates. Pearl digs it free. He looks to go far side for Banks. Banks back across in through center for Pearl. Well, that's taken away. The Kings, they turn back quickly. But it's off a skate. Pearl once again gives chase. As Romaine walks up, a nice move. Saved by Whittier in the rebound. Into the corner. Now a bump on the near side. Yeah. Kings faithful calling for a head contact penalty as this one gets sent far side for Zach Banks. He's got the go-ahead goal so far. Lively plays it back down the wall, back into traffic. Banks will play this one up the near side. Troop has to give chase. Slavuta to it first. He plays it to Neufeld. Back up top. It gets to Weston. His shot blocked in front. Whittier's down in front. They score! Neufeld leads the flyby, and just like that, we're all tied up here in Berwick. Off the draw, Slavuta plays it ahead. Down low, Slavuta trying to work it free. A chance out front is turned aside. Ketty, he plays it back out to center. And now back into the Cat zone. Ketty with speed will work up through neutral ice. Drops for Etheridge. And he sends it in behind the net. Blandon first to it, but it's played back. And out of the zone, Slavuta has some speed. But working back is Ketty on the back check. He sends it up for Etheridge. But Sidarik first to it. Weston back across for Sidarik. And now McCray on the half wall, picks it up. Trying to get the Wildcats back in front. That puck tied up pretty tightly there on the far side. Blandon almost able to work it free. A chance now for Lively. Frazier to the back door, and that one sent into the corner. Now Cameron in a battle down low. Neckerson picks this one up. Looking to go far side. And now Etheridge picks that one up. He's tied up. And now down low for McCray and Nickerson in the corner. And it's sent up out of play by Weston. So face-off will come back down to the blocker side of George Meninick. .51 seconds to go in the second period, and we're all tied up. Thanks to Nash Neufeld. Off the draw, Corkum plays it around for Amiro. And now Ringette sends one deep into the zone. Lemoyne's got it. 35 to go. Up the wall for Cole. Quick chip up for Thompson. And he'll go far side for Lemoyne. That one's sent in on Whittier, and he'll glove that down. Electing to hold on for the face-off with 25 to go. .25 seconds in the face-off to the glove side of Whittier. Won by the Cats, sent down the ice. And that'll go all the way for an icing call. Gambin trying to get this one down the ice, and now the faceoff will come right back to where we started. Only this time 19 seconds on the clock. Now Banks off the draw, tries to play one ahead for Pearl, but quickly taken away. Cole was calling for it on the far side. It's played around with 7 to go. And that should do it here for the second period. So after 2 here from Berwick, we are all tied at 3 apiece. You're watching Game 1 of the Nova Scotia U16 AAA Hockey League playoffs right here on High Button Sports. Welcome back inside the Kings Mutual Century Center here in Berwick, Nova Scotia for period number 3, game 1 of the Nova Scotia U16 AAA Hockey League playoffs. It's the Kings and the Wildcats knotted at 3 here in Berwick. Nash Neufeld tied it up with a couple minutes to go, and threes across the board as both teams get set for opening face-off here in the third period. We'll wait for the referees to get the nets onto the moorings and both teams to skate to center ice. Face-off just moments away. Terrace, Nickerson, McCrae, Frazier, Lemoyne, and Thompson. The trios out there to start the third. And we're underway. The face-off won by the Cats. It's Ringette who sends it into the offensive zone. Meninik out to play it. A little bobble, but it's all good. Weston's there. Poked up on the near side. It's Terrace who works in. Jack Terrace into the corner. Sends one in front. And at the point, it's kept in. Gambin trying to play it for Nickerson. And Gambin trying to throw a hit. Maybe would have been better off playing that puck. It's Ringette who gathers this one in his own end. Ringette has to keep his head up. There was a forechecker coming in. Terrace now walks into the offensive zone. Drops for Ringette. And now at the top of the zone, Lemoyne resets for the Kings. It's Weston up through center, touched by Thompson, and now a quick up for the Cats is Ringette. Looks far side. He'll walk it up himself and send this one out of play. So a faceoff will come back outside the zone. Just a minute 10 into the final frame. The winner of this one will take a 1-0 series lead and will quickly grab a stranglehold on this series as it shifts to Sackville in a week's time. Off the face-off, a quick chance away for Mason Cole. Drops for Slavuta. And now cleared back out to neutral ice. Pearl gives chase. Romaine. As this one goes D to D with Glover. Now back for Romaine. Romaine up through center with time. Stoddard. Back behind the net, plays it across for Cameron, and a big hit thrown on the far side. Stoddard. And now that one just sent wide. Whittier got the pad down, a slap shot off the backside of the net. Glover at the point sends one through, it's blocked. Now to the far side. Romaine unable to keep it in. Cats need a change. Banks heads off. Cameron will gather this one up. He sends it off the glass, but Cole keeps it in. Backdoor, they score! Alexander Slavuta. And the Kings are on top. A pass off the glass intercepted by Mason Cole. And he finds a stick of Slavuta backdoor. It's 4-3 Kings. This one sent back into the offensive zone by the boys in Burgundy. It's picked up behind the net by Gosling. Up the far side for Jaden Etheridge. He looks ahead for Peyton Ketty. Blandon as well giving chase. In front, that one goes through a couple of skates, picked up by Blandon. He works back towards the front of the net. The centering pass missed the stick of Etheridge. They'll try once more. Backdoor, Ketty scores! second of the game for Peyton Kenny. And we're all tied up here at the Dome. This might be the best game I've seen these Wildcats play all season long. And we're just shy of the 3-minute mark here of the third. Grant Shelley picks this one up. Back for Jaden Weston. Sidaruk back to Weston. They'll play pitch and catch as Weston looks to work this up through center. Chopped at and sent right back into the King zone. Nickerson gives chase to Weston. He'll give a bump, and they're tied up on the far side. McRae centered one towards the net, picked up by Troop. He tried to work in off the half wall, but it rolled off his stick. Working back is McRae. He breaks that one up, and Sidaruk at his own blue will start for the Kings. Cross ice pass. Knocked in by Lemoyne. And now behind the net, Troop's got it. Up the wall for Nickerson. He'll go cross ice for Terrace. Jack Terrace. Chance in away. Terrace off the pad. Rebound. Mininick with the save. Mininick all the way behind the goal line out of his net. But the Kings able to work it quickly up through center. Worked to the side by Cole. But he was stripped on his way through. Back up for Pearl. And now Cohen Pearl breaking down with a chance in. Pearl to the front of the net. He's taken down on his way through. No call. And the net comes off. We got to get a whistle there. Oh my goodness. What a break for the Kings. With that whistle coming off, Cohen Pearl making his way to the net. And the face-off coming back to the glove side of Mininick. Lemoyne on the draw for the Kings with Breen. Breen wins it. And it's sent off the glass, kept in by Banks. Pearl's on it, trying to work it free. Breen gives chase around the half wall, but it's sent into the slot by the Kings. Lemoyne trying to work it free. It's out to center and giving chase is Ringette. Cross ice pass for Gambin. He floats one up ahead for Pearl. Going Pearl, breaking in. And he's fought off. Once again, this time by Glover. Now Frazier working in on Gambin. The long shot turned aside by Whittier. Turned aside 21-25 here tonight. Number 30 in white. Off the face-off, Slavuta goes far side for Romaine. He sends one on net, and that's up into the scoreboard. As Whittier deflects this one out of play. We'll stop at 14:50. Shots 27-17 in favor of the Kings. But Peyton Ketty double dips and ties things up here in the third period. Face-off will come back down to the blocker side of Whittier. LeBlanc on the draw once again, but it's one back by Ketty. The goal scorer has us tied up, and he'll send it up the half wall into the feet of Blandon, so he has to reset, trying to free this one. Cole walks in, a block shot, the rebound, and they score. Charlie LeBlanc gets the rebound, and just like that, the Kings have regained the lead. Off the face-off. Top unit back out there for the Cats. Nickerson, McRae, and Terrace trying to get something going right off the hop. Terrace, pass out front, goes off the stanchion. A little weird bobble right out front. Terrace now trying to center it. Nickerson couldn't get a stick on that one and throw it towards the net. It's LeBlanc. Works it back. That's offside. Nickerson has to work this one back out through center. Terrace back in the corner, first to it. Plays this one free. He's got Nickerson up the far side. Hits him. And now Nickerson works it in. Down that near side, into the corner, working around the net. Looking for an option into the slot. That one's turned aside off a skate. The shot from Banks didn't make its way to the net. Slavuta now on the near side trying to work past Colby Troop. And now lifted high out to center. Glover has it back, plays it to Romaine. And he spins quickly off the pressure of Banks, but Banks is there to take it away in the slot for Breen. And now it's spun on by Banks and just wide. Pearl gives a bump. It's played out to center for Ringette. He finds some open ice. Jackson Ringette, up through center. He gets into the offensive zone. Pearl looks to center one back across for Banks. He rips one upstairs, and that's all the way around the end wall and down to the cat zone. Gambin with Landon Culp all over him, has to come back, and he bobbles that. It's taken away. Culp has it at the top of the zone, looking back door, and Ringette got the pad down, maybe saving that game as Lemoyne would have been wide open on the back door. Now down low, up the wall. Banks let that one go. It's on the far side, or on the near side now, rather. It's picked up by Pearl and stripped by Frazier. Now Gosling up ahead. He's got room. He's stripped by Thompson. 2-on-2. Lemoyne into center and scores. Ethan Lemoyne finds the back door for the second time tonight. And the Kings have a 2-goal lead. Ketty, Etheridge, and Blandon out there for the Cats. The puck is dropped and we're underway. Colby Troop will fire one around the end wall. Blandon works it free towards the net. That one's blocked in front. Troop picks it up down low. Etheridge centers. And now Troop back up top. Sent back down low for Etheridge. This one's worked free by Jacob Amiro. He walks into the zone. That's offside as he touches up right outside the Wildcat zone. So back outside the Cat zone we go for the face-off. 11:21 to go here in the third, and we're getting down to crunch time after that latest from Ethan Lemoyne. Nickerson plays one off the wall, gets ahead to Cameron McRae. He works in, that's offside. Nickerson has his stick thrown from his hands. McRae gives a bump on the near side. Terrace works in, caught up in traffic. And now Terrace will play it back into the zone. Weston collects. Across for Sidarik. Back in through center for Lively, and he bobbles that before sending it around the net. Cameron lets it go. Nickerson has to play this one up, but Sidarik able to fire it right back onto Whittier. Up the end wall. Sidarik lets it go. He's going to turn and fire quickly. And now back into the zone. It's thrown by Sidarik. Ringette up through center. And into the offensive zone around the end wall. Banks looking to get on the chase and get to it first. He does. Back up for Breen. Breen walks out. That one wide on the short side. Pearl chips it back towards the net. On the half wall. Pearl off the back of the goal. Banks towards the net. His shot is blocked, and that one will travel all the way back down into the Wildcat zone for Gambin. Gambin will play it around the wall. Lemoyne there first. He's on hat trick watch here tonight. And now Pearl. Taken away. Sent back around the wall for Gambin. Pearl has a chance in through center. Taken away by Breen. Just not strong enough on the stick. It was taken right back by Glover. Romaine now. Goes up the wall for Thompson. Thompson in through center. That's off the stick of LeBlanc. And now Ketty trying to work it back into the offensive zone. He's also on hat trick watch here tonight, Peyton Ketty. Works it back behind the net. Etheridge into the front of the net. It's taken away by Romaine. He works up and looks for an option in through center. That's LeBlanc. Spins off the check. Ketty will send him into the wall, and a big hit from Slavuta behind the play. A long shot from Etheridge, or Blandon, as he works in off the rush. And things are starting to get chippy. 8:30 to go here in the third. And Troop plays a long pass up for center. Blandon looking to get things going. Worked in offside by the Cats. Now the Kings will go. Blandon closed off. Lively on the far side. Lively will give him a chop. Troop back around the end wall. Up for Terrace. And Terrace has got to go. Jack Terrace up through center. Looking to break free. But he can't get by Corkum. Down low. Terrace ties him up. In front. Terrace towards the net. And that's turned aside. Back in front. And Meninik's got it. He'll cover up. 7:48 to go here in the second period. And that last one from Lemoyne, the insurance marker, looking like it might be the difference maker here. LeBlanc with the go-ahead. Lemoyne with the insurance marker. 7:48 to go in the face-off to the glove side of Meninik. Face-off won by the Kings. It's Neufeld. He has a tying goal at the end of the second. And now the Cats will work it back out through center. Nickerson try to work it into the offensive zone. Him and Neufeld getting into a shoving match. Now Banks, trying to work it into the offensive zone. He's stripped by Weston, and he'll get back on the chase. Banks trying to get one free, but it's sent all the way down into the Wildcat zone. And Gambin, with 7 to go, starts back from behind his own net. He's stripped. Fraser shot turned aside by Whittier. Whittier might be one of the most solid goaltenders, or one of the most solid players here tonight for the Cats. And now another shot right into the glove of Whittier. Face off back to the glove side. Shot goes off the blocker, chipped at by Pearl, and out to center goes Banks. Breen and Banks trying to work it in, but just taken away by the Kings. It goes out to center. Ringette gets a stick on it. He sends it back behind the net. Banks on the half wall. Back up top for Gosling. His shot goes wide off a stick. Thompson first to it. Ringette at center was stripped. It's back into the Wildcat zone. And Ringette once again has to start up from behind his own goal line. Jackson Ringette tries to float one into the offensive zone. It's called offside at the Kings blue line. Face-off is won by the Kings, but it's controlled by the Cats in the offensive zone. Blandon, he's pressured down low by Amiro. Ketty trying to work it free as well. A chance up front. Blandon spins, and that's just wide. Etheridge trying to give chase as well. He gets to it first. Blandon in front to Etheridge. Shoots, and he fans on that. And it's cleared out to center. It's going to have to be a dirty one, a garbage goal for the Cats to get back into this one. Slavuta down low, pressuring Cameron. Josh Cameron able to work free. This one's up the wall onto the stick of Blandon. He plays it into center, and right back into the Cat zone they go. Ketty picks it up off the wall. Picked up by Sidarak. Weston back across for Sidarak. And it's up through center. Troop bobbled that one on his way through. Neckerson sends his man to the ice. That was Neufeld. Pretty sure there's a little friendly connection there. And now Terrace with speed, trying to make a move. Can't get by the defense, and Mininik stops up. Mininik slow to get to his feet, but looks no worse for wear. The face-off will come back to his glove side. 4:36 to go, and we're really down to crunch time now. Face-off one back for Gosling. Best option is to send it towards the net, but it's gloved up by Mininik. Looks like Grancelli's got to head off. Favoring his hand. Gosling sends the one off a shin pad. Loose in the slot. Cleared by Glover, and down the ice it goes. This one's going to be an icing call. Charge to the Kings. 4:21 left to go. And the face-off coming back to the blocker side of George Mininik. Green and Lively on the draw. It's won by Lively. It's sent around the end wall. Gosling unable to hold the line. It's all the way back down the ice for an icing call against the Kings. Blocker side of George Mininik is where the face-off will come. It's McRae and Lively. Lively wins it back. Glover up the wall. That one's into traffic. And now loose at the top of the zone. Terrace. Now Ketty. Wildcats mixing up the lines here a little bit, trying to get something to go in the last couple minutes. Culp sends it into the offensive zone. Ringette. Up the far side wall to Terrace. That one's off the leg of Lemoyne. And down the ice for Gambin. The captain first on it. Sends one towards the net. That's blocked. Terrace in the slot. And that one's blocked as well. Back out to center. Ringette. Cross ice for Gambin. High stick touched by the Kings, so it's played up by Neckerson, or for Neckerson, who throws it cross ice for McRae. Neckerson down low. He's going to fan on the shot and can't get it towards the front of the net. Ringette with 3 to go is stripped by Thompson in, and he fans on it. Back in the slot. Frazier's shot goes up over the net. Lemoyne sends it back down to the corner for Frazier. In front for Thompson. Ringette was there to turn it aside. He goes up the near side wall for Nickerson, but he can't hold the line. It's sent back for Slavuta. And now a player down on the near side corner. Can't quite see who that is. Lemoyne and Frazier will go back to give him some help. Looks like it might be lower body. And it's Thompson. He probably lost an edge after going into the corner. But he gets back up to his feet. And the face-off will come back out to center ice. Over to the far side in front of the Cats bench. McRae on the face-off with LeBlanc. It's one back by Cameron McRae. McRae gets the pass from Terrace. That shot goes off the blocker and up out of play. McRae looking for that far side corner. But the blocker of Minnick will keep that one out of danger. Keep this one a 2-goal game. 2:28 to go here in the third. Breen, Banks, Terrace, Pearl, McRae, and Gambin. It's an open net with Whittier on the bench. Breen lets it go. It's back to the point for Pearl. He sets up, goes down low for Terrace. That's sent towards the goal, and Maninik has to squeeze the pads together. It's another face-off back to his glove side. Tied up off the draw. This one's sent back to the point. Pearl unable to hold the line. He goes across for Gambin, and they'll have to touch up. And that one's offside. Breen giving chase. And it looks like that might have to go all the way down. We'll see what the linesmen say. And the face-off will come right back outside the Kings zone. Whittier back to the bench. Or back to the net, excuse me. So Breen, the extra attacker, goes back to the bench. And Lemoyne, right off the draw, will send it on to Whittier. He paddles that one up into the netting for a face-off. Lemoyne and McRae back on the draw. Face-off won by McRae. He looks to work it ahead, but it's turned aside by Frazier on the far side. Banks back around the wall for Pearl. And they'll start back up from behind their own net. Going Pearl with speed up through center. McRae towards the net, and that one rims around the far side. Breen now up through center. Nolan Breen. That's a shot go. That's right into the glove of Maninik, and he'll hold on with 1:20 to go. The time really ticking down here, not in favor of the Valley Wildcats. And now the Cats will call a timeout. So we'll be right back here on High Button. .120 left to go in the final frame. It's a 2-goal lead for the Kings over the Valley Wildcats in the face-off down to the glove side of George Meninick. Ethan Lemoyne, Nolan Breen will face off, and the face-off is won by Breen. Back to the point, almost stripped by Thompson. Breen able to get to it first. He's helped out by Banks. It's worked down for Terrace. Out front, and that one's sent down the ice. Pearl's got to get to it first. It's going to be an icing call. 1:03 left on the clock. The Wildcats coaches calling for 2 men on the puck at all times, trying to work something free, work a loose puck to the front of the net. Like I said, it's going to have to be a garbage goal here for the Cats, and quite frankly, they need a couple. Now McRae off the draw, sends one through that's blocked and up into the netting. Once again, Breen and Lemoyne. Once again, it's won by Breen into the corner. Terrace, first to it, down low. Amiro trying to hold this one against the end wall. It's sent down the ice towards the open frame, but it's sent wide of the net. Gambin able to pick it up, and we'll head back down the ice for another face-off. 39 to go here in the third. Face off to the low side of Meninick. Breen and Lemoyne once again, and it's won by Breen. Tried to center one for Banks. Touched at the top of the zone by Thompson. The high stick negated, and it's sent far side. Lemoyne gives chase on to Gambin. He's the last man back. Gambin through on far side. Pearl's on it, but he's stripped by Thompson, sent up through center. Back for Gambin. The captain walks in, works a shot off a shin pad, and Lemoyne goes wide. So with 5 to go, barring a miracle here, it looks like the Kings will take game 1 and take a stranglehold on this series as it shifts back to Sackville next weekend. Breen on the draw with Lemoyne. Spun shot from Nickerson, and that's into traffic. Cleared, and that'll do it. The Kings Hockey Club take a 6-4 thriller in Game 1 of the Nova Scotia U16 AAA Hockey League playoffs from Berwick. They'll take a 1-0 series lead back home. Dayton Camo for High Button Sports here for Game 1 at the Apple Dome. We'll say thank you for tuning into this one. Game 2, a week from today in Sackville. We'll see you then.